let's you and I have a conversation right now about something that I know is making a lot of coaches and course creators nervous, which is I've been seeing a lot of things online about basically like AI killing the course industry and how courses are basically just going to be useless in the next couple of years. Which, good news, that is not the case. AI has been out for a few years and people are still buying courses all the time, but things are definitely changing. And I think it's important to understand what's changing and how you can position yourself in the future going forward, because I think it's going to make a really big difference for a lot of people, because definitely a lot of people are feeling the struggle and they're going to have a hard time, but you're not going to be one of them because we're having this little talk right now. So before we get into all that, let's go back to 2013 when I took my very first online course. So at the time, I had just finished university. I knew that I had basically no prospects in life, had a degree in political science, and I was a bartender. And so someone actually gave me access to a course that was about how to rank websites using something called article spinning with SEO. So great little course. That's what got me started in this whole little journey. But looking at what the internet was like back then in 2013. So there was no AI, didn't even exist outside of like a very, specialized group of scientists. Most of us had never heard of it. And also YouTube was not what it is today. So I swear Alex Hormozy is posting stuff on his YouTube channel that I paid $10,000 to learn at like a high-end mastermind, many, many years ago. So YouTube has just flooded the world with information, as well as like high level podcasts. I mean, you can now jump on podcasts and hear 9-figure founders talking about every step that they're doing to grow their business and how they're thinking about it. All of that was not available 10 years ago. And so while the value of information is getting less because it's just becoming more accessible to everybody, something that one of my mentors, Mike Shreves, told me a very, very long time ago that I've always remembered and it's always resonated with me was people are always going to have problems and people are always going to be willing to pay people to help them solve those problems faster and easier than they could on their own. And so that's a really important thing to think about is if you are just selling generic information, which a lot of course creators are, and even a lot of coaches are just kind of selling people some templatized information. And if that's your business strategy, you are going to have a hard time. Now, if you're in the business of getting people results, and we can use this kind of stance and this like frame of mind as a way to think about how we can evolve our products going forward, I think you're going to be in a really great spot. Because keep in mind, people buy courses for all kinds of reasons, right? So saving time, getting a very specific outcome, working with you. This is what makes personal brands really valuable going forward. A lot of times people could get information from anybody, but they actually just like this person, so they want to work with them. And a lot of people just need skin in the game. Like I know I'm definitely one of these people who I have bought stuff before because I'm like, okay, I'm learning all this stuff for free, but if I put some skin in the game, I put some money on the line and I just have a specific system to follow that can help motivate me forward. They value their time more. And some people just like buying stuff, right? So all of these are reasons why someone might buy a course that's outside of just being able to have access to the information. So all of that being said, what is a good path forward? Because I think that if you just, again, if you're selling generic information, I would expect that you're going to have a hard time over the next couple of years. But what I've seen is looking at like 3 critical components of putting these into your offers going forward. So the first one is information. So definitely people need information when they're buying courses and coaching programs. I think one of the things to think about going forward is like a less is more strategy. So I've seen and I've worked with so many coaches and so many experts who are like proud that they have hundreds of hours of trainings over many, many years. Or they have these videos that are like, 2.5 hour workshops that they did with their clients and they drop them in a big like list of videos that people have access to. And they kind of expect people to go around and dig through that information. I think the people who are going to succeed are going to be people who can synthesize and condense information and give people only what they need and exactly when they need it in order to get the result that they want. So instead of offering someone 100 hours of training in order to get a result, imagine you could help someone get that exact same result with 4 hours of videos. So actually going through and removing content or just being better about indexing it and breaking it out into bite-sized pieces, that's going to be the information component. The second component is going to be like the actual infrastructure you provide people with. So this is looking at like tools, frameworks, templates. We've been building GPTs. That's something that we've been doing that is helping get results for people and helping people have access to getting a result faster, right? Is just having a GPT where they can go in, it's already customized for them. It has the uploaded information and they can just work with an AI tool in order to get the result that they want. And even software implementation. So you see a lot of people using Go High Level for this in like the marketing sales world, but there's a lot of different applications to having some kind of software that would go along with your product. And then the third one is the support that you've got. So this is the community people can be a part of. This is the coaching. This is accountability. Another one that I see more and more people doing is adding some kind of actual done for you service along with their product. So in my world of like advertising, I know a bajillion people are not super tech savvy and they have a hard time like setting up Facebook pixels. So one thing that we could do is just like offer to set up people's pixels. So we're not going to do everything for them, right? But we can get them over that big tech hurdle that they have. Definitely in like the business world, you know, there's a lot of people who are not as tech savvy with websites, landing pages, all kinds of stuff. So you could think about what are some different ways that you could even maybe implement a few strategic done for you elements in your course or coaching program so that you help people get over that hurdle that you know everybody has and start to get that result faster and easier than they could on their own. Because I think when you have all three of those, you're not just selling a course anymore. Like now you're really selling people a result, an outcome, a transformation, as many people would call it, that gets them the exact result that they're looking for faster and easier than they could on their own. And it makes you not just a ChatGPT prompt or a YouTube video or a podcast away from no longer being able to provide more value than they could get on their own or for a $20 subscription to ChatGPT. So, now that I've said all of that, what is the big takeaway here? So again, people are always going to have problems and they're always going to be willing to pay people to help them solve those problems faster and easier than they could on their own. The more targeted your result and the faster you can help someone get that result, the more valuable your product becomes. So again, if I don't have to spend 20 hours on YouTube, but you can help me solve this problem in 2 hours, you now have a product that's more valuable than a lot of the information that I could get for free online. 3, actually something I forgot to mention. When you have all 3 of these combined, so you've got the information, you've got infrastructure, you've got support, this helps you bundle things into a high ticket offer. And being able to sell something for high ticket makes it much easier for you to have better margins and to be able to afford to be able to get customers. So whether you're investing in paid ads or you're investing in the time and resources that it takes to make organic content, because organic content also takes time and resources and equipment and all kinds of stuff, having a high ticket product makes it easier. And I had that in my notes that when you have all 3 of these, you can sell high ticket. And high ticket, I think, is definitely going to be the future for a lot of creators, especially who don't have massive audiences where they just need more margin. That's going to be a big one. And then personal brands become more valuable because, again, there's going to be a lot of information online that people can have access to. But if they really like you, they like your style, they like working with you, they like, you know, your touch on things, having a personal brand that people are attracted to and being an attractive character online is going to be more valuable. So all of that to say, online courses are not dead, but they're definitely evolving. And so I think when you can take these components on how you want to structure your offer and just get away from just having lots of information, but having very specific targeted information, being able to provide people with the infrastructure, the tools, the frameworks, the softwares, the things that help them get them done faster, and then the support, whether that's one-on-one, accountability, coaching, group calls, maybe a little bit of done for you sprinkled in there. So you're really helping people get the result that they want easier, faster than they can on their own. There's always going to be a market for that. And there's always going to be space for that. So that is really great to know. If you like this video, and please like, subscribe, that really helps me make more videos like this. Drop a comment down below if you have any questions. I would also say, if you have a product that you are trying to sell, and you have a really great product, and the thing that you're missing is like good quality leads coming into your business that are interested in your stuff and want to buy it, I have a little training down below that I've put together that you can check out. There's a link to a YouTube video. I've also got a little download PDF, PDF thing you can grab if you want to check that out. All of that down in the comment below. Probably got some other videos popping up here if you want to check out more from this channel. Other than that, I hope you have a great day out there, and I hope to catch you in another video soon.